Welcome back to the channel. Today, secrets are about to explode, loyalties will be tested, and lives could change forever. As shocking truths come to light and emotions reach a breaking point, one question remains. Who will survive the fallout when the truth is finally revealed? As someone who has followed every twist and turn in Port Charles, I find myself sitting on the edge of my seat wondering how much more this poor girl can endure. Willow has always been such a complex character, trying to do what she believes is right, even when the path gets darker than anyone expected. Now, with Jen Sidwell on the run, that steady supply of medication keeping Drew unconscious is gone. It is a turning point that changes everything for her. I remember thinking earlier in this arc that Willow might actually pull this off and find some peace. But the writers have a way of pulling the rug out from under us just when we start to feel hopeful. Drew waking up is going to be explosive. I can already picture the fury in his eyes when he realizes what has been happening to him. Willow knows this too, which is why she is scrambling for a new strategy. She cannot afford to let him start talking freely. The stakes feel higher than ever, and I keep asking myself, will she find a way to control the damage before it is too late? From what we have seen so far, the answer seems to be getting more complicated by the day. Jack Brennan has stepped in with what sounds like a solid offer. He claims to have proof that Drew embezzled federal funds and could face serious prison time. It is the kind of leverage Willow desperately needs right now. But nothing in this town ever comes without strings attached. Brennan wants help recovering so he can get to his private safe at the WSB office. I have to admit, part of me wonders if this is all too convenient. Is Brennan being completely honest, or is he playing his own game? I have learned over decades of watching that trusting the wrong person in Port Charles can lead to disaster. Still, Willow seems ready to believe him because the alternative is too frightening to consider. That hope in her eyes, even if fragile, makes perfect sense to me. Katelyn MacMullen has given us some wonderful insights in her recent interviews. She described Willow as racing against time, needing that evidence against Drew as quickly as possible. I felt that urgency in her words. As a longtime viewer, I appreciate when actors share these little glimpses into their characters' minds. It makes the story feel even more real. MacMullen also mentioned that Willow wants to trust Brennan because the truth he offers would bring her enormous relief. I think many of us watching at home can relate to that kind of desperate hope. We have all had moments where we cling to good news, even when doubt lingers in the back of our minds. What fascinates me most right now is how this situation is evolving into something much bigger. Willow is not just trying to silence Drew anymore. She is facing the very real possibility of consequences for her actions. The idea that retribution is coming feels both shocking and strangely satisfying from a storytelling perspective. After everything she has done to protect herself and those she loves, it seems the walls are closing in. I keep wondering, how far will the writers take this? Will they really push Willow toward a breaking point? From the latest developments, it appears Willow's story is heading toward some painful reckoning, but not in the way we might fear most. I do not believe they plan to kill her off. That would be too final for a character with so much history and potential. Instead, there are hints that she could end up in serious legal trouble with the PCPD or even facing time in a psychiatric facility. Both options would be devastating in their own way. Can you imagine Willow, who has fought so hard, being locked away while Drew walks free? It would be a cruel twist, yet one that feels earned given the risks she has taken. Drew's impending awakening is going to bring a new level of chaos. I have seen him go through many transformations over the years, but this version, emerging from forced sedation and betrayal, promises to be particularly intense. The craziness MacMullen alluded to makes me think we are in for some powerful confrontation scenes. Will Drew show mercy, or will his anger consume everything in its path? I suspect the latter, at least at first. That kind of raw emotion is what keeps General Hospital so compelling after all these decades. One thing I have always loved about this show is how it balances high-stakes drama with genuine human emotion. Willow is not a villain in my eyes. She is a mother who got caught in an impossible situation and made some terrible choices. Many longtime viewers I have spoken with feel the same way. We debate this in our little watching groups. Does her love for her family excuse what she did to Drew? I tend to lean toward understanding rather than judgment. Life in Port Charles is never black and white, and that is what makes it so addictive. Felicia keeps pushing to help Drew communicate with the outside world, which only adds more pressure on Willow. Every time I see that storyline advance, I feel my own anxiety rising right along with hers. It is brilliant writing, really. They keep layering problem after problem until the tension becomes almost unbearable. I find myself talking back to the screen sometimes, warning Willow to be careful. I know she cannot hear me, but that is how deeply this show pulls me in, even after all these years. The upcoming episodes are shaping up to be unforgettable. MacMullen promised that the writers still have plenty of surprises in store, and I believe her. The way this plot is building suggests we are heading toward a major climax. Will Brennan's evidence actually exist and prove useful? Or will that hope shatter at the worst possible moment? These questions keep me coming back day after day. I love that the show still has the power to make me feel this invested. Looking back, I remember other big storylines that had similar intensity. The baby switch revelations, various courtroom dramas, and those shocking returns from the dead. This current arc with Willow and Drew stands out because it feels so personal. It is not just about corporate intrigue or mob wars. It is about a woman fighting to hold her life together while everything crumbles around her. I admire the courage it takes for the writers to explore these darker themes while still leaving room for hope. As I think about what might happen next, I cannot help but feel a mixture of excitement and concern for Willow. She has grown so much as a character, and I want to see her find redemption somehow. Maybe through her connection with Nina, or by finally facing the truth with Drew. Whatever comes, I know the performances will be outstanding. Katelyn MacMullen has been delivering some of her best work lately, and I am here for every moment of it. To all my fellow longtime fans out there, I say stay tuned. General Hospital has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. Just when we think we know where the story is going, another twist appears. Willow's journey is far from over, and the retribution she faces may change her forever. But change can lead to growth, and I am hopeful that even in the midst of this storm, there will be light waiting on the other side. The beauty of a show like this is how it mirrors real life in its messiness. People make mistakes, they try to fix them, sometimes they succeed, and sometimes the consequences catch up. Watching Willow navigate this impossible situation reminds me why I have stayed loyal to General Hospital for so long. It is not perfect, but it is honest in its portrayal of human struggles wrapped in glamorous drama. The storyline is clearly evolving in exciting new directions. With Sidwell gone and the medication supply cut off, Drew is on the verge of waking up, and I can sense a powerful new attack brewing. The writers are setting the stage for something explosive. Drew has always been a fighter, but this version of him, emerging from betrayal and forced unconsciousness, promises to be unstoppable. I find myself wondering how he will strike back. Will it be calculated and cold, or will his anger explode across Port Charles like wildfire? The thought of his revenge making the entire town erupt has me thrilled and a little nervous at the same time. What fascinates me most is how Willow's potential departure ties into this growing chaos. She has been racing against time, desperately clinging to Brennan's promises of evidence. But if she leaves now, it feels like she is fleeing before the final storm hits. I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, after everything she has endured, maybe stepping away would give her character some peace. On the other hand, I have grown so attached to her journey that I hate to see her go without resolution. Katelyn MacMullen has poured so much heart into this role, and her recent comments about Willow running out of time still echo in my mind. The retribution that seems to be coming feels almost inevitable now. Drew's impending revenge is going to shake Port Charles to its core. I can already imagine the confrontations, the revelations, and the alliances that will shift overnight. Will he target Willow directly, or will he go after those closest to her first? The thought of him unleashing years of pent-up fury makes the screen feel electric. This is the kind of high-stakes drama that reminds me why I have stayed loyal to General Hospital for so long. It is never just about one character. It is about how one person's actions ripple through the entire community. I keep asking myself, is Willow really leaving for good? Or is this another clever misdirection from the writers? They love to keep us guessing, and MacMullen's hints about more shocking twists ahead only heighten the anticipation. If Willow does depart, it will leave a void. But it might also open the door for Drew's story to dominate in powerful new ways. His attack on those who wronged him could become one of the most memorable arcs in recent years. I love how the show balances personal vendettas with larger mysteries. It never fails to pull me back in. Even with the possibility of Willow's exit, the heart of the show remains strong. Port Charles has survived bigger upheavals, and I believe it will thrive through this one too. The tension between hope and consequences is what makes these stories so relatable. Willow tried to protect her world the only way she knew how, and now the walls are closing in. Drew waking up and seeking justice feels right, even if it breaks my heart for her. That complexity is what separates great soap operas from the rest.